There is a story told about Adam and Eve that when they were created, they witnessed the most beautiful sunset. Raise your hand if you've seen a gorgeous sunset. I hope everybody gets to see one. Splashes of color filled the sky, reds, pinks, oranges, yellows, purple, every color. And it was just the most gorgeous sunset. But Adam and Eve, they could not enjoy it. Instead, they were filled with terror. They were filled with fear. They were so scared. They had never seen a sunset before, and they wondered where the sun had gone. They believed that the world must be ending as it became darker and darker in the sky. Eve and Adam, they didn't understand that this was just part of the rhythm of the world. They didn't know. That first night, they hugged each other and they cried into each other's arms. They wondered what the future was going to hold for them. And finally, they cried themselves to sleep. And when they woke up, something amazing happened, something beautiful, something that maybe we would even call a miracle. The sun, it came up. The sun was in the sky, and they knew that everything was going to be okay. They thanked God, and they jumped up and down in joy, and they thought, what a miracle. The next night, when it got dark, they clung to their hope, believing in their hearts that the sun would come up again, and it did, day after day. A week later, they worried again because they noticed that the moon was getting smaller each night, and one night the moon didn't appear at all. Adam started crying. He told Eve the night sky had darkened and the world must be ending. Eve said to him, Adam, come on, don't you remember the lesson of the sunset? We must have hope in our hearts. We must believe that the light will return, just as it did before. The next night, the moon did reappear. It was just a tiny little sliver in the sky, but it was enough to give them hope, and they knew in their hearts that everything was going to be okay. Now, we live out this story of Adam and Eve in our own lives every day. We all have our own worries and fears and disappointments, and none of us are certain what the future is going to hold. But still, we try our best to maintain that hope in our hearts, believing in a better, a brighter future that we work each day to create. We know that even during the hardest and scariest times, we can support each other as a community, and the light shines from within each of us, as we can definitely feel tonight, as each of us chose to be here and make this community what it is, so special and so vibrant and wonderful. The story of Hanukkah reminds us to be hopeful. With hope in their hearts, the Maccabees defeated the Greek army and reclaimed their sacred space, the temple. And when there was only just a little bit of oil left, a little bit that shouldn't have even lasted a day, the people had that hope in their hearts that inspired them to keep lighting day after day. And we know that the oil lasted 8 days and 8 nights, and we remember this miracle every Hanukkah. This reminds us that even during our darkest days, our hope is what is going to continue to get us through. And that's the real miracle. It really is. It's not that the oil lasted, but it's that people believed. And it was that people were with each other through the darkness. And that's the real light. And we know that. We know that in our own lives and in this community. As human beings, we know that we are resilient, even when it's difficult. We have that gift of resilience that God has given to us as we overcome challenges and hold each other's hands tight, comforting one another and reminding each other that the sun is going to come up tomorrow. This Hanukkah and always, may each of us express gratitude for that light in our lives And may we be reminded to be that light for others. When you're walking down the street, when you're seeing a friend at school or at work or wherever you are, just remember, they might have some darkness in their life. They might have something going on that we know nothing about, and they're struggling. And they have a cloud over them that we can't always see. But we can bring them light, and we can hold their hand during those times. What a gift, right? That we can be there for each other, and that we have hopefully family or friends or community who can do the same for us as we keep that light burning and keep that light going. Shabbat Shalom.